Throughout the long arc of human history, power has often been imagined as a man's domain. Kings, emperors, conquerors, warlords. But hidden within the pages of time are women who seized crowns, commanded armies, and shaped empires with iron will and strategic brilliance. Their names echo across centuries, challenging the very notion of who could hold the mantle of leadership. Let us journey into the lives of some of the most powerful female rulers the world has ever known, women who defied expectations, rewrote destinies, and proved that authority knows no gender. We begin with Cleopatra VII of Egypt. Far beyond the Hollywood fantasy of a seductress draped in jewels, Cleopatra was a calculating strategist and polyglot ruler, fluent in the languages of her realm, versed in philosophy, economics, and science. When her throne was threatened, she did not cower. She aligned with Rome's most powerful men, Julius Caesar and later Mark Antony, ensuring Egypt remained independent in a world that devoured kingdoms like prey. Yet Cleopatra's story was not just about alliances of passion, but of survival against the rising tide of imperial Rome. Her death marked the end of Egypt's pharaohs, but her legend made her eternal, a queen whose intellect and audacity became a symbol of resistance. From the sands of Egypt, we cross to imperial China, where Wu Zetian rose from concubine to empress regnant, the only woman ever to rule China outright. The Tang dynasty was a golden age of culture, but Wu's reign was born in blood and intrigue. She maneuvered through court politics with ruthless precision, removing rivals, rewriting chronicles to elevate her legitimacy, and even establishing her own dynasty. Wu Zetian promoted scholars, expanded the imperial examinations, and encouraged Buddhism, binding her rule to spiritual authority. Though reviled by later Confucian historians as a usurper, she proved that even in the most patriarchal of civilizations, sheer intelligence and ambition could crown a woman as the son of heaven. In the cold north, legend tells of a woman known as Lagertha, shield maiden and warrior. But history offers us an even greater figure, Queen Margaret I of Denmark, who in the 14th century united Denmark, Norway, and Sweden under the Kalmar Union. She forged stability in a time of chaos, balancing diplomacy and force, wielding power not through brute conquest, but through calculated statecraft. And then, there was Elizabeth I of England, the Virgin Queen, daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn. When she ascended the throne, England was divided, bankrupt, and vulnerable. Yet, under her rule, England became a global power. She defied expectations of marriage, refusing to hand her authority to any man, declaring instead that she was married to her kingdom. Her reign saw the defeat of the Spanish Armada, the flowering of the English Renaissance, and the beginnings of overseas empire. Elizabeth was both regal and calculating, balancing the ambitions of rival nobles while maintaining an aura of divine majesty. Her rule showed that charisma and image could be as potent as armies. Traveling east again, we find Catherine the Great of Russia, a German princess who seized power after her husband's downfall. She transformed Russia into a modern empire. She expanded its borders through war and diplomacy, reformed administration, and corresponded with Enlightenment thinkers across Europe. Catherine understood that legitimacy was not just inherited, it was crafted, maintained, and broadcast to the world. But not all female rulers relied on diplomacy alone. In the kingdom of Ndongo and Matamba, in present-day Angola, Queen Zinga rose to power in the 17th century. She faced Portuguese colonizers armed with guns and ambition. Nzinga fought with fierce determination, leading armies, forging shifting alliances, and refusing to surrender her people to enslavement. She even entered negotiations with the Portuguese while seated on the back of a servant, after they refused her a chair, demonstrating through theater as much as diplomacy that she was no subordinate. Nzinga's resistance made her a legend in Africa, a queen who stood unbowed before colonial expansion. Across continents and centuries, these rulers shared a common thread. They wielded power in worlds that denied them the right to rule. Some were ruthless, others pragmatic, some visionary, others feared, but all of them shaped the destiny of nations. Today, when we speak of leadership, The echoes of Cleopatra, Wu Zetian, Elizabeth, Catherine, and Nzinga remain. They remind us that power does not belong to one gender, that history's greatest rulers were not only kings, but queens, empresses, and warrior women who dared to seize destiny. And so, we remember them, not just as women in power, but as architects of history itself. If these tales of queens and empresses have stirred your imagination, then I invite you to continue this journey with us. There are countless more hidden chapters, forgotten rulers, and untold battles waiting to be rediscovered. So, join our community of history seekers. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell of knowledge, and let the past guide you into the future. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell us which of these rulers you believe shaped the world most profoundly, and why. Because together we do more than remember history, we bring it back to life.